You are now tuned in to the Free Play Media Podcast Network.
We are live. It's Chris Denman one-on-one today. I'll tell you who's in the studio in just a moment. Big shout out to our friends at Logboat Brewing, Barrel Beard and Tattoo Oil. Don't forget Melissa Kaiser at Cornerstone Mortgage, everybody. Oh, hey, there's a working camera. Today, because of the great St. Louis Blues having him in town for the roast of Darren Pang, my podcast partner, I'll even call him a business partner, the great Ian Bagg in studio. What's up, Ian?
Hello, Chris. I took off my glasses for this.
This gets very serious. We're going to knock out a We Are Live and a National Bag Radio today.
We're doing two. Ooh.
That's right. That's right.
I have to look away from you. I'm not used to talking to you.
We're not used to this. We do so many podcasts just over the phone.
Yeah.
You have distractions with the dogs, people
the dogs.
taking a piss in your front beachfront property. That seems to be an issue.
Was I talking to you or somebody else last week when somebody walked by and they looked like Forrest Gump when he's running?
I think it was me.
Yeah.
I was like, that'd be a weird thing to remember.
But I was trying to get a picture of it because he looked like him as I just stopped running and I stopped running that day. And I was like, oh, it's going to end right in front of my house.
We've got a few things to talk about. So if you don't know Ian, what the hell have you been doing? You need to follow our stuff, National Bag Radio. Ian's going to be coming back to St. Louis. We're going to announce this week, big comedy show here in St. Louis, June 2nd. But today, he's here for the roast of Darren Pang.
The roast of Darren Pang.
I think it's pretty damn cool. I like it. And it's kind of weird, too, because you do this stuff with me coming back to St. Louis. But how did this happen? How did this get set up? You are kind of an NHL comic.
So I used to work at the Funny Bone, and
you took tickets and cleaned up.
I was a bartender at the Funny Bone.
Good for you,
and it was really good.
You and Sean back there,
you dick. I used to come in and perform at the Funny Bone, and my buddy Corey Hirsch worked for the Blues. So when I came into town once, he's like, "You're coming to town? I'm bringing everybody." So he brought some of the staff, some of the players, and the staff.
What year was this?
This is probably
88?
80, 85.
20th year of
62,
touring?
62. This is just before the team started. You son of a... So it was probably about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, because Oshie was still here.
Yeah.
And they came down, and those guys just took to it, and they came back all weekend and then started following me. And every time I come to town, they always bring some people.
That's awesome.
Always bring some new people. So
does it help that you're Canadian and super into hockey?
I think that I knew hockey. That made them happy, and
makes the hangout afterwards a little easier.
Easier. And I guess because I knew people. I was the guy I was the donkey that was on the college football team that never did anything else, that barely made the college football team because there wasn't quite enough players.
Yeah.
I was that guy, so they were fine with me. I was that special needs kid.
Okay.
So
and the whole story with you and your hockey coach in the minors.
Yeah. And everybody else got molested too. So we all bonded. And but they just kind of took to me, and this thing was coming, and one of their PR guys was like, I knew a guy that should do it. And
you're not a roast comic per se.
I'm not a roast comic, but
I would judge. You could be a little judgy on people's stand-up. You always support people for going out and making money. Mm-hmm. Do you kind of look down on people that only roast, or no?
No, I don't look down on it. I find it a really weird thing. I'm not a fan of roast. So the fact that
it's a good thing they flew you in to be the guy.
So I'm just like, well, I don't want to make somebody cry. That's
right.
Unless you attack me, then I'm going to make you cry. But Darren's never attacked me, so now I have to just go out and punch him in the face without him suspecting it. But apparently it's good fun. But there's no way he's going to.
I don't think athletes and 50-plus-year-old executives have that good a sense of humor.
I've heard that before. I've heard that. Well, look what happened. Donald Trump got roasted, and then he ran for president and fucked us all. So, I'm concerned about Darren Pang becoming the Prime Minister of Canada.
Same.
I don't know. Roasts are weird, and
They're fun. Like, it's fun for somebody who gets to write like one-liners. Like, we do a segment and we've done a show, but to be a stand-up and then to walk back into that, like,
But
I bet it feels weird. It's a weird muscle you don't use.
It's a really weird muscle that I've never used.
Yeah.
Darren Pang, blah, blah, dick. You know, like, that's basically what you go.
Do we throw out all the... So I was trying to just throw together like 100 jokes, so you would take like 2 of them for tonight. Do we throw out all the short jokes because there's like 5 other people roasting? I feel like people are going right there.
I'm going on number 6, so I have to watch everybody, and I never watch comedy, so I have to watch to make sure that I'm not doing the same things that they did. So I'm guessing.
Please be prepared. You don't want to be stuck up there with 10 jokes I came up with last night.
Yeah, I'm guessing I'm not going to have any short jokes left. I'm guessing that's going to.
I think it's going to get hit hard and hit off.
But also, there's some other people like Stu Grimson is going to be the host, which should be interesting because you got to bring that up. Stu Grimson apparently got kicked out of being born again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've done some research.
Apparently he's not born again. Apparently he's died again. He's worse than Jesus. He's come back twice. But but it's also Stu Grimson. You're like, what church accepts the Grim Reaper?
Right. When that's your nickname, like what the fuck? Yeah, that should be good. So I'm looking forward to it though. These guys that do it, like I heard Chase does a really good job with this stuff. There's a guy named Martin Kilcoyne who's a local TV anchor and radio host.
There's a guy from...
You skipped his radio show today. Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, so I'm sure he'll have something to say.
I'm sure he'll...
He's a really good dude, and he's a talented guy too. Very sharp-witted, and in these things, when you can come up with this, and it's... You say this, people laugh. You say this, people laugh. I think people can really shine.
You can probably shine. I just don't want to go instantly dirty. Although I will do so. I will do some. I will.
Will you use the word like pussy or like? Will you get a little gross a little bit?
I might say vagina because that's even worse. Vagina just makes people just think it's clinical.
I feel like too your regular shows you just kind of take a walk through the crowd anyway.
Yeah.
It's the trapeze with no net.
Yeah.
So tonight we'll see some of that, right?
But
nobody will really act up.
Well, you never know, and I'm sure if somebody's a little, I'm like, hey, come on,
give it to me.
Yeah, people are paying $150 a ticket, so
for charity,
that's the other thing. I'm just like, oh, great, you guys,
self-proclaimed non-roast comic. Oh, and you're
great. Great. You can't afford to fix the schools in St. Louis.
I think we got to talk about how like the Blackhawks brought in like Bill Burr and the Blues have to settle for you.
Well, the Blackhawks are also. I'm not gonna.
See, we'll get into
I like the
that.
way you're slamming me.
Yeah,
but
I'm trying to get you ready for
it's
tonight.
St. Louis. The hotel's in a train station. It's not a good town.
Coming from a guy from rural Canada, that's when we know we have we're not doing.
We got our one
great.
hotel. We got the Terrace Hotel.
That's right. No more trains. There's way more room now.
Well, the train doesn't stop unless it hits an Indian guy. That has to stop. My dad gets so mad. They won't use the overpass. The natives will not use the overpass. We've lost 7 of them this year. They want to build another overpass, and they're not using the overpass they already have.
That's a problem in Canada?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah. See,
what do natives call white people where you're from?
Ian.
Ian.
No, they call
fucking
whitey,
buddy,
fucking whitey. Mm-hmm. Hey, fucking whitey. Mm-hmm. No. Wrong. A lot of times they call us wrong.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, wrong guy?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, wrong guy?
Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm on Facebook, and I am on Facebook with some of the people I grew up with. I'm bragging about it right now. I'm just giving the information to the Russians. But I'm on the Facebook, and this one guy, Ronnie, has nothing to say but racist things about people, but he doesn't know he's being racist.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's all white people on his page. It's everybody we grew up with, which is all different colors, and they're like, "Hey, fuckhead!" It's really funny watching.
Yeah,
I remember he was bugging. He was saying bad things about Indians, fucking always asking for stuff, and Woody Miller said back, "Hey, Ron, when was the last time I asked you for something, you fucking douche?"
And there's an Indian guy.
Woody Miller. That's definitely a fucking Indian guy. Come on. Woody. He was a goaltender. Oh, he was
Good
awesome.
for him.
Yeah.
Good for Woody. So
Woody.
We're
Wood.
so we're looking forward to
Woodrow
this
Wilson
tonight.
Miller.
We've talked about it on our podcast, National Bag Radio. If you haven't checked it out, it's
fantastic.
All Things Comedy, check it out. All Things Comedy, check it out. IanBag.com, check it out. Since we're on the hockey theme, have you had anything awkward happen that you want to share with the We Are Live listeners? So you've been in plenty of hockey locker rooms. They let you on the ice. You can feels like you kind of have a free pass with the NHL.
Yeah.
Anything awkward? Any going out stories you can share?
What do you mean, going out and getting all liquored up?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you've
there
you've
something
had
you're
some time.
pushing?
I'm not. I have nothing. I've never pulled anything out like that. But
No,
I just
I
feel
used
like
to-
athletes can kind of make a run of things, and things can get a little wild because you have dudes in their 20s with millions of dollars.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
My favorite story that I wasn't involved in that I heard was this guy Harry Dupe, who's a comedian, and he's a really nice guy, but gets a little liquored up every so often. He gets liquored up with Mark Messier.
Oh, boy.
And he keeps bugging him somehow. And Mark finally says to him, "Hey, have you ever been beaten up? Like, have you ever been shit kicked? Or, it's like, ever been thumped?" And Harry goes, "Twice." And he goes, "Well, you're going for a hat trick."
And Mark Messier is probably this guy's hero. Right?
Probably, yeah.
To a degree, yeah.
I used to get liquored up with my buddies when they came to town when they were playing in the league, but now it's just one or two. Go out with the media staff, have one or two, and then everybody have to get a Uber home, and then a couple of them keep going.
A
couple of them keep going hard.
I'm interested to see how it goes
Pang.
tonight with
Pang.
with the
Pang.
guys and
Darren
no
Pang.
season and potentially no office to go to tomorrow morning. Like they might cut loose a little bit.
Oh,
tonight.
yeah, that's funny. It's really. I didn't even think about some of them should probably be getting fired, right?
Maybe so. Yeah.
Do you think they're going to get rid of the head coach here? I don't think so.
I don't think they should. I don't think it's his fault. I mean,
I think they're really.
And Armstrong,
but
their
here's-
GM's not going anywhere. So.
Their problem with the St. Louis Blues is they're a really good team that couldn't score. Mm-hmm. And I don't know.
Well, then goaltending has been this weird roller coaster with Jake Allen.
Their
every year.
goaltending has been nothing but suspect since Curtis Joseph. Mm-hmm. Where they're a bipolar team. You don't know which guy's going to show up to the rink.
When they got the Ryan from your team,
Miller.
the goal, Ryan Miller.
Yeah, I hate
that.
him.
Was going to be.
I think he's so overpaid.
That was going to be
Also,
the. That was like, here's your fix. We got our ace goalie.
Yes, and also my friend Corey Hirsch was the goaltending coach here, and he signed off on that trade. So
Everyone would have signed off on that.
He was the one that was he
paid the piper?
for it. Yeah, he paid the piper. He went down hard on that.
Damn. Well,
Yeah.
all right. Well, we'll keep it
Bye-bye,
short.
Corey.
We got some National Bag Radio to do. IanBag.com. Again, our podcast, National Bag Radio. And then June 2nd,
June 2nd.
Come
Oh,
here.
can we say?
come to our friends at Gaslight.
Yeah. But okay, what we're doing is how many shows are we doing that week?
Technically 6.
But for open to the public.
Open to the public, 3.
3. So it's
Kansas City, Missouri. You're going to be, this hasn't been announced yet, but it might as well.
being
Record
announced?
Bar.
Record Bar.
It's going to be announced this week. Record Bar in Kansas City. Columbia, to be determined on the location. It's going to be a theater there, more than likely. And then here in St. Louis, we're going to do something with our friends at Gaslight. You'll hear all about that this week, probably Thursday or Friday. I would think we're going to get all the info out. Yeah.
It's a big weekend of live shows brought to you by We Are Live.
Yeah, there you go. Brought to you by hard work and ingenuity.
Brought to you by 2 guys, dreams, and $16.
Brought to you by Ian didn't sell a pilot this season. So
Brought to you
it's
by I
back to
haven't
the road.
moved on, so I'm still doing podcasts. So that's what it is. I'm back to the basement.
That's right. Brought to you by Ian hasn't hooked up with one of the more successful radio personalities he knows. That'll do it. We are live. Thanks,
Corolla
Ian.
didn't ask for me to be on his.
Look for Ian on WTF with Mark Maron in May, and then or possibly early June, and then you're back on Corolla May 25th, 23rd, around Memorial Day.
On Memorial Day.
Look for
hey,
that.
hey, Ballpark Franks is not. It's not. Nope, it's not yet.
At Bag Radio on Twitter.
Not yet.
See you guys.
It's my favorite commercial ever. All times. It's time.